Welcome to another episode of 507 Garage. In this episode, we're going to be going over our fire suppression system. This is going to be from FEV, or Fire Extinguisher Valve Company. They're out in the UK. So they are one of the companies we're working closely with to get at least some of the safety features for the car, in this case, fire suppression. We're still waiting for the larger tank, which is the one used to take care of any fires within the cabin. We have a secondary fire extinguisher, which is going to be more of a handheld unit. So I already took the items out of the box, but we're going to go over what comes in the kit, excluding the main extinguisher tank or bottle. So check it out. So these are the items that we received from FEV, and some of them came wrapped in a Ziploc bag. As you see, the handheld fire extinguisher lid. So we'll start with opening that. So this is the fire extinguisher, the handheld unit that they sent over the mail. This company is out of, I'm just reading this here. They're out of the UK, West Sussex. I think that's how it's pronounced. FEV stands for Fire Extinguisher Valve Company, Ltd. That is the name of the company that we are partnering with and working with together to get our safety fire suppression in the car. The next items that we received are additional mounting brackets. So these mounting brackets right here, I'll get them out of the bag so you can see. So here we go. So this mounting bracket, you basically find a location. This mounting bracket, you basically find a location within the car where you want it to go. You have your two locations to bolt it to the car or a surface that's secure. And once you do that, then these pieces here, you have your little Allen bolt nut here. I can't even speak now. And then your nut at the end, which allows you to then secure it and tighten it even further to position. So we're getting two of these systems, or two of these brackets, not systems. People like to race behind my house, so they do. So that's what that noise was. All right, so if you can imagine, your tank sits like this, and then these brackets hold it in place. I will post a picture of it so you can see for a non-handheld unit what it looks like once it's actually installed. This is just additional certification of the unit being checked and inspected. So it shows here the date, indicates the customer's 507 Garage, and then it indicates the build date, build by date, check by date. All those details are in this document. So it's a piece of document that I can keep and retain for when I need to show it to governing bodies at track events. The next bracket is one that I had actually talked to FEB about, just because I was leaning more towards a different bracket made by, I think it was a bracket made by Street Fashion. And it's a bracket that they make for precisely handheld units. So the one that I was interested in, FEV eventually told me that they had one in the works, or they had a different unit that I could use for for having my handheld unit securely positioned with this bracket. And as you can see, that's how it would sit wherever I mount it. I could mount it like right in front of the driver's seat or right in front of the passenger seat. And this will be the position that it will be on. And as you can see, it just fits perfectly. You know, it's secure there, it doesn't even move. Once it's there, you can see from the bracket that it just all sits there nice and perfect, which is pretty sweet unit that they have. And it's just 4 screw or bolt holes in the bottom. Once you have found your location, and the nice thing about it is they have these holes here, so you can actually have an easy way of getting these installed with no restrictions. I found with, depending on which brackets I may use at times, either for a racing seat or something like that, these little pieces or these little areas right here are not thought of, and then you're always struggling to mount something. So the unit is made out of aluminum, and it has rubber, has pieces of rubber here basically to prevent vibration and just for the unit to sit there nice and tight. I noticed that these don't necessarily have rubber in them, so I'm not sure if I eventually need to add some just for that same reason, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Additional pieces that I got is similar to these. So once this unit is actually put in place and I have a spot that I want this to be in, I need to then use these, which are similar to this unit here, and I basically wrap it around. It goes under these spots here, and it comes around, and then I tighten that in place. Through there, and then boom, and they're tight in place right there, and it allows the unit to sit securely. And when I need to take it off, you have these little hooks that come off just kind of like a toolbox. You flip those open on both sides, and then you can get your handheld unit and, you know, put out the fire. So I'm not gonna take these out just because I don't want to lose them, but you can probably see in there how they're made. And in the back, they have rubber on them. So again, I'm not seeing rubber on these pieces here and there, but it may be something I add later on. This here, I'm just gonna get one of the units out. You'll see in a moment what this is for. All right, so here is just additional hardware to be able to route your lines. In this case, these lines here, these hard lines, they have these additional brackets that you bolt up to wherever you need them to route your lines. So I'm not sure if you can see those really well. I'll kind of do a pass through with the camera in a little bit. One of the pieces that I like from FEV is how nice their nozzles look. So these we'll take out so you can see what I mean. So these are the nozzles that they use for fire suppression. So it says large gas right there. They're anodized red, and your power line just runs through here. And these lines are similar to like an airlift line, where once you press them in, they lock in place. As you see, this one's already locked in place, so I'll need to then do this to remove it. So that is really nice and easy to get these on. You then route these, as I said, to the desired location. Then you lock all of this into place. But these, for example, I can get these off. I'll take this off actually. There we go. You can take these off, but these are basically the mounts for it, where then you can find the perfect location for it and not necessarily have to build a bracket for these to be held. They already provide or sell these. So the nice thing about it is that I don't have to now fabricate a bracket for it. I have plenty of these in here. They're just all wrapped in this bubble wrap. And it's just enough for these nozzles. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nozzles. So this is perfect. So I should have 5 in here to be able to then just have the brackets that I need to be able to mount these in place. So that is another See, once they're tight in place, and then you put them in the location you want. I may have them on incorrectly. It might be right here. Let me just put this back how it was. There. Here. There you go. There. I think they go like this. I haven't read the manual yet, so I could be completely wrong and then have to change what I'm saying later. But you could go like that once it's all tightened, but that's what these are. These are brackets for the nozzles, and it's really nice to have FEV think about this for people like me that don't have all of the tools to be able to build my own brackets easily like that. So I'll leave these out just so I can go and do kind of a pass through with the camera in a little bit. I'll just put these here. Yeah, there's several more in here. So what I'll do is I'll just do that, just so you can see what these are. These are some of the additional brackets, not brackets, nozzles. Some of the additional connecting ones. And then just kind of additional pieces here. I'll leave the bracket. I'll leave that there. And as you can imagine, this is just hard lines, as I mentioned. And then we get into how you actually engage or engage your fire suppression system. So similar to a hood latch, you would then build or mount, either using one of these, a location where you want to be able to pull on these cables. So most people tend to put them like right towards the A pillar of your cage, build a small bracket or use a bracket similar to this one to mount it in place and have a spot where you can easily pull on it in case of a fire emergency. They provided two. I'm not sure if these two are related or because of the additional unit here, but it should be on the paperwork. But I will leave this one here and then bag it after I do a pass through with the camera. Then the last thing here, some of the other last things. This is additional items that indicate what came in the kit. So you can see it just tells me everything that should be in the kit. So I'll leave this here. And as you see in this picture, this is how a unit that seems to have also a handheld piece on it is mounted, similar to these brackets here. And then you have your nozzles here, you have your latch here, pull, latch pulls, and then they have kind of a nice content indicating proper ways of getting it mounted. So as you see here, your tank would sit behind the driver's seat, your nozzles will move forward, you have fire suppression right under your feet or right by your feet here. And this is, where is it? So from this one, you have one line coming out off the tank, and then it splits into two right here, and it ends on the front. And then you can then mount additional nozzles within the engine bay, the rear of the car, and set it up that way. And again, this is another example of how they have everything mounted. It comes off of two. You can then route into another one that splits and tees off, and then you can build your system around that. As I mentioned, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nozzles. So, no, that's, 6 nozzles. So there's spots where I can put 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and 2 in the engine bay. And that would be enough for me to tackle each section of the car in case of a fire and be able to then suppress the fire if it were to start in the car. This is just additional material, some stickers. There. There's just additional FEV stickers. You've seen probably something similar to these on other race car, Comatech cars, Le Mans, and things of that nature, where they indicate the fire suppression that they're running. You can follow them on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. So it'll be FEV Fire Suppression for Instagram. They're really knowledgeable and willing to help you determine, based on the regulations that you're racing on, meaning the governing bodies that are in the type of races that you're in. If it's NASA, if it's Global Time Attack, all of those types of events have a regulating or rules that indicate what types of either fire extinguishing tanks and chemicals being used and are allowed. So you can talk to them and they can help you to decipher or figure out what you need based on the regulations of your governing body's rule book. So that's a short video. I just wanted to show quickly the fire suppressor system and what we've received. Some of you may wonder, well, why are you looking into fire suppression system right now when the car's not done? Well, since we're trying to get the car to paint before the end of the year, the goal is, it's November now, so the goal is hopefully to get it to paint by the end of the month of November. We need to do a lot of fabrication stuff still. There's a lot of things that need to be added to the car. So those little brackets that you saw for the nozzles, they need to be welded in place where they belong. So want to get all these little things done, welded, fabricated, mounted, so then we can actually then either take everything that doesn't belong in the car, so it can be then sent to paint, so it can be painted. All these items will be actually nice and painted. So that's one of the reasons why we're trying to tackle as much as we can on the fabrication side, so the car can go into paint and have everything where it should go, figured out already. So when we get the car back, we just can mount everything and go from there. So that's why the fire suppression system arrived early, just because we needed to figure out where these things go and then where we're gonna put them. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, share. We really appreciate the support, and we'll continue with more content. There should be a video here, really small video, in regards of who won the Barina LED giveaway. So Smurfing Supra, you won it. So hit us up so we can actually ship it to you. So again, see everybody. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Peace out.